So I got an order to make a ball dress with the upper part looking like this and the lower part looking like this. But because of the quantity of the fabric I'll be using for mine and the pattern on the fabric, I'll be doing gathers instead of flay, as we can obviously see that the lower part of this dress is flay with gathers. I'll just be picking the bow from the lower part, the two bows on the waistline, and then the down will be gathers. Despite that, I'll be using 2.5 yards for my gathers. This ball dress will come out very, very full. I'm going to be talking about all the tricks and everything you need to know about how to cut a ball dress that is very, very voluminous, regardless of the quantity of your fabric in this particular video. So this is the fabric that I used for mine. I have 2.5 yards of this brocade here. I'll be using this fabric. I'll be using doll face as the lining, and I'll be using strong mesh. I'll also be using tulle as the yoke of this dress. Then I used two kinds of beads for this dress. This is one of it. And here are the basic measurements you need to measure on any child, or you need to know before you can start cutting a dress like this. I will start by cutting the half length of this dress first, and to achieve that I'll consider the bust and add 10 inches allowance. This baby girl's bust is 26, so I measured 26, then I added 10 inches allowance. That's 36 in total. This 10 inches allowance includes allowance for sewing and allowance for the zip, like the zip allowance. After measuring this, you fold it into four, leaving the zip allowance of 1.5 inch at the back. For the half length, I added 1.5 inch. Our half length is 9. I measured 10.5 instead. Then you will divide. Look at where my taper is starting from. You will not start measuring from the zip allowance. You will divide our shoulder by 2 and mark that. Then the armhole divided by 2, you mark that. Then for the neck, I used neck width of 5 on fold of 2. I measured 2.5. And the neck depth, I used 2.5 for the front and 1 at the back. 1 inch in length at the back and 2.5 inch in length for the front. Then, since they are both round neck for the front and the back, I cut front and back out first before proceeding to cutting the front. Then after this, you're just going to open up the side because our bust is 26, our waist is 25, and I'm not going to measure. Our bust and waist are almost the same thing. Then it is now time to cut out the yoke. I measured length of 5. The yoke will be 5 inches long, and at the back it will be a little bit lower than the front. So 5 for back, and then I used 7 for the front at the middle, like center front and center back, but towards the side, that's the armhole side, they'll be on the same length. So I placed this piece I cut out, I placed it on the mesh. Then I used it to cut the yoke. I added half-inch allowance round. This half-inch will be for turning the yoke and then for attaching the yoke to the rest of the half length. I cut out the zip allowance on this yoke because the zip will not be extended into my yoke. And for the yoke, I cut out two. I cut two for front and then two for back. For the back, now you know it will be four in total. So 4 pieces for the back and then 2 pieces for the front because I'll be using one to turn the other. I am Olu saying, in case this is the first video of mine that you're coming across, and you're welcome. So for the lower part of this dress, like I said earlier, I have 2.5 yards for the lower part of this dress. I mean for the gathers, I'll be using 2.5 yards for the gathers part of this dress. So I just folded this to like the smallest my scissors can cut through. Then I measured the half length. I just placed my tape rule up for the half length and then I measured the length. I'll be adding 1.5 inch allowance to the length as well. Please, if you are still with me at this point, kindly give this video a thumbs up. This helps YouTube to be able to push my video to the right audience. Please make my channel grow. So I cut out the length of the gathers part of this dress, and after cutting this out, I placed it on the doll face that is going to be the lining. I made it 4 inches shorter than the actual fabric. And for this doll face, I used 3 yards, and even that 3 yards, I had to cut it twice. So it's like saying I used 6 yards. I hope what I'm trying to say is clear. Then for the strong mesh, I cut flay instead of straight cuts like this. So I'm just trying to measure how long the strong mesh should be. The strong mesh has to be in between the main fabric and then the doll face. Like the length should not be longer than the doll face so that it's not sticking out from your dress. So I measured the length that I want, and like I said, I'll be cutting flay instead of straight cuts like this. So I folded a 360-degree flay and then I measured the length, and because it's going to have gathers still, that was why I faced my table upside down. So I cut all that my strong mesh can cut. Since I'll be gathering it on the waistline, now for the cape on the sleeve, I'll be cutting it later, and for the bow too, I'll be cutting it later when I've sewn to a particular extent. Now to continue cutting this strong mesh, because it's going to have is this strong mesh that will be adding volume to my dress. So it will have two lines of this line boning and two layers of gathers. Like I'll gather the mesh on two layers on this flay. So I measured round where I'll be gathering on first. You know that this flay is on fold of four. Then I proceeded to cutting what I've measured. Because I'll gather it, I cut times three of where is entering for each line, and I made the length 5 inches long. So I cut mesh that is 5 inches long, and that measurement I measured on the flay, I multiplied it by 4 because my flay is on fold of 4, and then I multiplied that 4 by 3. This depends on the quantity of strong mesh that you have. So I cut for each line, and I'll be gathering each of this on each line. Like this is for one line now. I'll join everything together and gather it on one line on the flay mesh. I'll do this in two places, and then I'll do two lines of the line pony. That will be in my next video, because my next video will be my sewing video, because I want this tutorial to be as detailed as possible. I don't want to skip what I'm not supposed to skip. So this will be like the cutting video, and my next video will be the sewing video. You should definitely watch that next video as well. And if you've not given this video a thumbs up, please help my channel grow by giving this video a thumbs up, because the more you give this video a thumbs up, the more YouTube pushes out this video to the right audience. After I was done sewing my dress, this is the outcome. If you need to see how I was able to achieve this, you should watch the sewing tutorial of this dress. Like, you should watch the next video I'll be uploading after this one. And the thing about this dress is not just full and beautiful, it also has inseam sewing. Like, if you see the wrong side of this dress, it's almost as neat as the right side of this dress, because of the method I used in sewing this dress. Once I upload the sewing tutorial, the link will be up and it will also be down in the description box. You need to see, if you've seen this cutting video, you need to see that sewing video as well. In case you have any question on this cutting, don't forget to ask me down in the comment section. And I made this ball dress with this cute boo boo for the mom. The tutorial on how to cut and sew this boo boo is up on my channel already. You should check it out. The link will be down in the description box, and it will also is popping up right now. And check out the inside of this ball dress. Like, you can see that all the joining and sewing, they are concealed. You cannot see the places where I shaped it and all of that. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.